Hey guys, it's Rachel Castille. Today I want to talk to you about don't be intimidated out of your calling. There is a reason you want to speak. There's a reason things stand out to you and you're like, that's not right. Things need to change. Anytime you feel like you need to speak on something, you need to lean into that. Don't let intimidation, don't let other people's opinions slow you down. You need to know that the things that you've been liberated from is going to set other people free. You could be the leader that opens up something for the next person. And sometimes our trauma, the things that we've been through, the things that we're attached to, those things are going to come up when God calls you to speak on something. That's a moment of decision. Either you're going to let that shut you down, or you're going to turn and be obedient and say whatever needs to go, let it fall off, because this is what I'm choosing. This is where I'm going. And that's what God is teaching me about my own voice. And that's what I'm here to encourage you to walk in that. Literally, you need to be the voice that God made you to be. You are a word to the earth. Yeshua died that you'd be free to be the anointed one in your sphere of influence. You're the one to break the chains. You're the one to enlighten people, to open their eyes. As you hear from God, the things that God has taught you, you're able to break those chains in other people's lives. And it's so important that you never stop. If you're feeling drawn into business, if you're feeling drawn into any different space, that is a place that needs your voice. And not everybody's going to be happy about you speaking. There's some dethroning that happens. There's some people who are sitting in positions that they shouldn't be in. There's abuse. There's taking advantage of people, situations. Like, these things need to be addressed. And that's what we do. We see problems and we fix it. We speak to bring clarity, to edify, to build up other people. And sometimes people are in situations where their energy is being drained. They're being used. And we're supposed to be the ones who shine the light that those people can see and choose a new reality. And so I just want to emphasize, like, never underestimate the power of your voice. Never underestimate your yes to God and your faithfulness to let your heart flow. That's one of the biggest things, like what you feel in your heart, the things that grieve you, the things that move you, the things you have compassion for. You need to lean into that. And I walked through a lot. Like, I had a lot of social anxiety. I was very much attached to the opinions of man, a lot of people. And I shied away from the things that God called me to speak on. And I do myself a disservice, and I slow down the encounter, the next level for people that they step into, because God wants to send me to people that they have a heart open to what I have to say. And maybe I can heal something. I can break something off, illuminate something that they didn't think about before. So I know that in my life, I've seen the fruit of that. And I've also seen the breaking of chains off of myself when I chose to say, you know what, there's nothing holding my voice back. I don't care what has been familiar. If you've got to go through purging, deliverance, whatever it is, let it happen. Don't ever let some experience in your body, some experience in your soul, what somebody said over you 5 years ago, stop what you need to do today. And if you need to talk to somebody to get through that stuff, do it. Do what you got to do to get the past off of you, to walk in the present, and to build the future that God has given you to build. We have assignments, we have purposes, we have an impact to make in the world. You're not sent here just to die, just to go to a church and and try to qualify and do the right thing so you can get out of here and go to heaven one day. That's not your purpose. And surely don't be intimidated if you're a woman and think, my place is I need to be in the Sunday school. No, you have a voice, you have a calling, you have a purpose. You've learned so much. You've walked with God, and those lessons that you've learned, people need to hear it. I'm telling you, like, I'm getting freedom myself. I was getting some right before I did this video. So don't stop. That's the realness of it. Don't stop. Don't ever let trauma slow you down. Don't let the words of other people slow you down. Be the word that God has called you to be. You don't need nobody's approval to be bold. You don't need nobody's approval to step out and declare the vision that God has given you, to confront things that need to be confronted, to expose darkness, to shine a light, to make a difference, to raise money for a cause. Literally, if you'd open your eyes and look at the field and you see the needs of the field, it'll move you to speak. And I've decided I'm not letting my purpose die in me. I'm not letting the things that God has taught me die in me and just be like, oh, they'll figure it out. I believe in God's ability to speak to everyone, but I also know that God has called us to be an instrument, to equip, to help other people elevate. And that's the blessing of community. That's the blessing of our voices. So don't ever feel that what am I going to say that's going to make a difference? Try it out. Try it out and don't stop. Don't limit your influence to a particular group of people. That's another key. Don't limit your influence to a particular bucket. You could have crabs trying to hold you down, and if all you looking down is, if all the place you're looking is in the bucket at the other crabs trying to pull you down, then that's a very narrow perspective of the world, of your purpose, of who you are, your value. Value what you got to say apart from validation, and build the muscle of that. That's something I've been learning. Build the muscle of what you carry and the faithfulness to put it in the world, and let everything else fade. You may detox, literally. You may be going through some grieving because you've been so attached to looking in the bucket and seeing if they're going to help you get up. And really they just figure it out on your own. Bless them, release them, and own who you are. Own your value enough to get online and to do it. If God is calling you into business, do it. If God has put a word in your heart, speak it. If God has given you compassion for someone, reach out to them. Make an effort. Devote your life to a cause, to a mission, to create that shift in the world. Literally, this is why we are stuck financially, because we haven't attached our heart to a mission, to something, and say, this is what I'm here to move forward. Get that clarity from God and start speaking about it. Believe the vision God gave you enough to speak about it. Your job is to speak, and do and collaborate and bring people together to get that done. But if you never mention it, if you never express that, you're going to be stuck. You're literally going to be sitting there waiting on somebody else to meet all of your needs. And God is really saying, when are you going to believe me enough to birth this, to manifest the thing that you've been given, that it has the momentum? That's something I've been learning about seasons right now. Literally, you have to be faithful in the winter to have a harvest later. You have to be obedient. You've got to walk in it by faith. You can't slow down what you're doing because you don't see a fruit up in 2 weeks. You got to water that seed that you planted. You got to tend to it. You got to continue planting so that you have a full harvest at a later time. So that's it. Don't be intimidated out of your calling. You know your calling. I think that's what I really do believe. A lot of us know. We've just buried it. We lost hope. We told ourselves that we don't have no power. What is this really doing? What effect is this having? That's the lie. Walk and be faithful and trust God for the increase. So that is it, guys. I bless you guys. Comment below what you got out of it. I'd love to hear from you, and I will see you on the next video.